Welcome to the Napa Valley. I'm Brett Anderson, Editor-in-Chief of Robb Report, and today we're at one of the region's most historic sites, William Cole Vineyards. And I'm here with William Ballantyne, who is the owner and winemaker at William Cole.
Well, welcome to William Cole Vineyards. We have one of the oldest stone wineries in Napa Valley. Started in 1873 and actually finished in 1876. But I'd love to show you some more of the history and the wines. So come on in.
Terrific, I'd love to see it. William, what makes this site so special in the story of Napa Valley?
Well, the history of this property is really amazing. It starts back when the original owner came to the valley in 1869 and bought 240 acres. And in those days, all the wineries were built out of wood and consequently burned down. And that's why he built his out of stone. And so we believe it's one of the first stone wineries built in Napa Valley in 1869 was started. And the business was flourishing, and there was a mishap, and he was murdered.
Wow. How was he murdered?
The cellar worker basically wanted to marry his daughter, and the father split them apart in 1882. And he came back and murdered the father. The amazing thing, his wife became the first woman winemaker in history and won a silver medal in Paris, France in 1889.
And her name was?
Hannah Weinberger.
Hannah Weinberger.
Yeah, and she kept the business going.
So you're carrying on that entrepreneurial spirit today.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's what makes it fun. It's always something different. You're always, pushing yourself, trying different things with, the winery, and really try to keep it as much intact and original as possible.
You bottle and label all of your wines here on the property?
Everything is done on the property pretty much by me. I do all the vineyard work, I do all the wine work, all the racking, all the topping, pretty much everything. We barrel age 30 months, 100% in French oak, and then we hand bottle on property. A lot of late nights, but the wine business is a fun thing in a sense because you get to kind of start over every year.
Speaking of which, tell me a little bit about the 2007 vintage.
2007 was one of those wonderful years where we had kind of an early bud break and a long growing season. And so you have that big fruit from the ripeness.
The 2007 also has an amazing aromatic character to it.
Yeah, all these things come from really understanding ripeness in the field. One of the things I think I've learned from the ancestry of, things that they've done from year to year.
What about 2008?
2008 was a little bit shorter growing season, and it has maybe a little bit more perfumey characteristic in the nose, but it carries, the center is really nice, it's got good depth, and again, it's in great balance, and the finish is very refined.
And the 2009 is about to be released.
The 2009, will be coming out in October, and it's a little bit in the same characteristic of the 2007. Longer growing season, just a little bigger wine, but yet very delicate, but big, full middle, jammy center. It's pretty yummy.
Well, now that we've tasted the wines, I'd love to go take a look at the vines that produce them.
Absolutely, I'd love to show them to you.
William, so we're here in the vineyard. Do all the grapes for William Cole's wines come from this site?
Large majority of the grapes come from this state. We have about 4 different types of soil on the property, and I've isolated those to different locations, and we make the wines up separate from those locations and then blend them together when they get ready to bottle.
It adds all those layers.
Adds all those layers to the wines.
It's a beautiful place. So this is something that you and your wife have started for the next generation, and your children are involved with the winery?
Oh, absolutely. I'm 4th generation, and the children are going to be 5th generation. And so it's really in their blood, and they grew up really in the winery building. It's really exciting to see, really where we're going now, but really where they're going to take it in the next generation. And we're very pleased with the outcome so far.
Well, thank you very much for sharing this place, your wines, and your vision with us today. And thank you for joining us I'm Brett Anderson for Robb Report.